Okay, you know what? I'm taking the sunglasses off. Hello, everyone. It's time to react to the Sonic movie trailer. Because this franchise hasn't been through enough, I suppose. I didn't want to do a reaction video, but Will, aka Genuinely Geeky Guys, called me and he was like, "Hey man, you gotta do a reaction video," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I just woke up. I'm feeding the dogs." Um, yeah. So that if you're wondering why I look gross and sweaty and dirty and just generally all around disgusting, it's because I am, but also because I haven't showered this morning because I just wanted to get this out of the way. I just wanted to rip the band-aid off. Now that they've finally provided a band-aid to rip off. Because they have been hiding the details on this movie for too long. Oh man, the thumbnail already had me horrified, and I also, if you're hearing noise in the background, I apologize. I have tried to cancel that out in Audacity, but there's, first of all, my computer's being real noisy lately. I think I need to do some work on it, but also, there's work going on outside with the neighborhood pool, and apparently, like, a saw is involved somehow or something. I don't know. But anyways, it's loud. Let's start the reaction. You know, the lowest form of YouTube content, but apparently I will debase myself upon my friend's request. Alright, anyways, just before we actually get into the thing, can I just say, like, how much the whole Green Hills thing just makes me mad immediately? I just wanted to say that. Thank you for listening. Anyways, let's start. Like, I don't think that was a Sonic 2 8-bit reference. I think they were just like, let's put an S on the end of Green Hills. Why is Sonic's hair electrified? Oh my god. Of course, that's not the only question I could ask.
Gotta go fast.
Why does Sonic listen to Amish Paradise? I know it's probably actually, yeah, I know it's actually Gangsta's Paradise, but it should be Weird Al.
Northwest. This needs someone who can figure out exactly what we're dealing with.
You're not suggesting who I think you're suggesting.
Okay, so it's gonna be like Transformers, where half the movie's gonna be like military crap.
Are you in charge here?
Yes, I am.
Nope!
I'm
Wrong. I'm in charge.
Allow me to clarify. In a sequentially ranked hierarchy based on level of critical importance, the disparity between us is too vast to quantify. Agent Stone?
The doctor thinks you're basic.
Listen, pal, I don't know if you realize
I'm sorry, Major. What was your name? Benny.
Nobody cares!
They didn't even like.
Meow?
That is awful.
Oh, come on. Okay, pal, I want answers.
Basically, it looks like I'm gonna have to save
I
the planet.
I want answers too. I'm trying to think of like better things to say than typical YouTube reaction commentary where it's just like, oh, look at that thing. But I can't. I actually can't.
Whatever this creature is, our job is to...
Why is his hair electrified?
neutralize it. See what makes it tick.
Oh my god, they had to make a Genesis.
Look at this! I took 9 million steps today.
Wait. Okay, Sonic's not that fast. I mean, he probably is in like Archie continuity, but whatever. Oh my god.
Stay in there and be quiet.
How much longer? I can't breathe in here.
Do you have your child in that bag?
No. I mean, yes, it's a child, but it's not mine.
It's not your job.
Smells like body spray in an old ham sandwich.
That's slightly amusing. I mean, I guess that's the best I can hope for is, like, a bit of somewhat amusing dialogue. But other than that, maybe Jim Carrey... Maybe it's going to be like Batman Forever, and Jim Carrey is going to make the movie watchable. I doubt that. It's nice to know that my fears have been confirmed, because this looks like crap. I'm still going to see it. Now, I realize that this makes me, like, everything wrong with moviegoers when I see something and I'm like, oh, it's terrible, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. But, like, you know, as a Sonic fan, it's kind of hard to say. Like, I mean, the thing about being a Sonic fan is that you've already submitted yourself to masochism and pain, and that's just part of the agreement when you sign the contract. So it's really no different than, you know, what I've already been going through for the past 20 years of my life. I mean, the first 10 years wasn't as painful because I was too stupid to, you know the difference between the good and bad games, but... I mean, I hope they're not making a video game based on this. My only, like... The only solace that I can take is that traditionally, video game movies don't end up having much of a negative effect on the franchise that they're based on. Like, they typically, video games won't get tanked by a film adaptation. I don't know if it's because people know that the movies are not good already, so it's just like, whatever. Or if it's like, just that they're usually just so far removed from the source material that, you know, it's not, you don't even really think about it when you're actually playing the games. I don't know. I mean, you know, just because I'm trying to think of some examples, like, and honestly, it's kind of, well, I think normally video game adaptations tend to come out when the games are actually less relevant because Hollywood takes so long to, like, get things into motion, which is why making movies off of internet phenomena and memes is a terrible idea, but, you know. Yeah, by the way, that is an original Archie Comics Sonic image, like, artwork by Tracy Yardley behind me. How appropriate that it's the one with a gigantic cop taking up half the page. Man, like... You know, like, Mortal Kombat Annihilation didn't destroy its franchise. Because, I mean, like, 5 years later, Deadly Alliance came out, and they continued. Street Fighter, the movie, didn't ruin its franchise, because they were coming out with the Alpha games and 3, and then they stopped, and then later began again. And then they had Legend of Chun-Li. That didn't stop it. So, I mean, I guess video game movies don't usually have, like, a negative effect on the rest of the franchise as a whole, but, like, I don't know. It's like, has this rodent not been through enough? Clearly not. I mean, I really, all I care about is just knowing what Sonic Team is going to pull out of their tail holes next. Because that's going to be real interesting. I'm just wondering how they're going to react to the reactions. How many times have I said react? To forces? I know this is off topic. It's just, I don't really want to talk about this movie. I mean, I guess I kind of have to. Live-action CGI hybrid, that is possibly the worst idea you could ever do for a Sonic film. I mean, you know, Ninja Turtles did it, Transformers did it, those movies have their share of problems. Detective Pikachu is going to do it. Those all make sense for those franchises, because a big part of the, you know, other Pokemon, Transformers, Ninja Turtle stories, and other mediums is that typically they involve a lot of interaction between the, you know, weird CGI creatures and the human world, I mean, with Pokemon, it's a bit different because they're kind of like, because they're just part of the world, you know? Like, I mean, they're kind of just animals. Like, it wasn't like they just crashed on Earth yesterday. But even with, like, Transformers and Ninja Turtles, a big part of those, of a lot of installments in those franchises is how they interact with the world around them, and, like, just kind of how they are affected by being on this new world, and how they interact with, you know, their human friends and whatnot. And with Transformers, there's also the, kind of the wow factor of seeing the whole concept of a car or a plane or whatever transforming into a robot, but in a way that looks like real life. Like, that's part of the appeal of those movies. Although they kind of stopped having appeal after, like, the second one. But Bumblebee was really good. I just want that Cybertron prequel. But with Sonic, that's not a big part of the series. Like, there have always been human characters, obviously, with Eggman, but there isn't really, like, outside of Sonic X, there's never been too much of that sort of thing in the series. Even in the games that are set on Earth, I guess maybe Sonic Unleashed had a bit of it. I've never played Unleashed. But even in the games set on Earth, they usually don't really have, like, interaction between, you know, Sonic and friends and the outside, or, like, the real world, you could say, outside of, you know, the occasional, outside of, you know, human characters like Eggman and Maria and Elise. So I just don't see why they thought that it'd be a good idea, other than maybe, oh, well, if we make a live-action movie and then have one CGI character, it'll cost less than making a fully animated movie. I'm almost thinking that it would have been a better idea if they went with that one script from the 90s, where, like, that one kid accidentally summons Sonic out of his Sega Saturn through Sonic Extreme. Obviously, that never would have happened, because, unless this is an alternate timeline where Extreme actually came out. But that one bit of hair is probably bugging y'all. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I'm a mess right now. Like, I'm just not seeing the logic. They should have just made an animated movie and just set it not on Earth, or at least if they did, de-emphasize all the human characters, because I can imagine that this movie's gonna have not enough Sonic screen time. I don't, or maybe they'll give him really obnoxious lines and we'll be all be like, oh, thank God they took Sonic off screen. I don't know. What did they do with Eggman too? They just put Jim Carrey in a black coat and gave him a mustache. It doesn't look like, I mean, I don't know, I guess it's hard to look like Eggman, but they could make the costume look a bit better. I mean, at least Sonic has socks now, which I guess is good, because that was one of the big things wrong with his design before, was that he wasn't wearing socks, because his feet are gonna stink. Oh my god, he just looks like a horrifying CGI abomination, too. Like, I always make jokes about how the Sonic characters are all disgusting freaks of nature. And this is just, like, going above and beyond. I don't know why the whole, like, why they just have to set it in, like, modern day Earth or whatever. I mean, like, you can't just have it be set, you know, on Mobius or whatever, or Sonic's World, because Sega doesn't want to use that term anymore. Like, you can't do that where you can go crazy with the environment, have something more interesting, and have more, you know, animal characters and whatnot, and just go crazy with things. Instead, it's just like, hey, look, it's the same normal reality we live in, except Sonic's in it as a real person, not as a you know, multi-million-dollar franchise. Man, and the he just doesn't. I mean, he doesn't look like. I don't know. When I watched the trailer, I wasn't like. I didn't. The CGI didn't seem bad in the sense that like it wasn't flowing with what was happening on screen, or it wasn't matching anything. It's like, I think the lighting and everything is okay. At least just when I watched it. Maybe if I go back and like slow-mo or just like look for freeze frames, you know, it'll show some failures. But it is being done by, I believe it's either Marza or Blur is the studio. Yeah, it's Studio Blur. And they have worked on cutscenes for Sonic 06 and Shadow the Hedgehog, which those were terrible games, but the CGI cutscenes were amazing. So I didn't expect the CGI to be bad. You know, I mean, it's like Transformers. It's like, yeah, everyone looks like they could feasibly exist within the world. I mean, at least in the sense that they don't look like photoshopped in. You know, whether or not they could physically exist according to the laws of physics is a different story, but, I mean, I'm not going to expect workable physics in a Sonic movie. But the design... Oh boy! Oh my god, I mean, Sonic actually does look like an alien. And he looks terrible. I mean... Again, like, what is the point of having a live-action movie if you have to sacrifice all the good things about the character design? I mean, not all of the good things, but if you have to make the character look horrifying, what's the point? Just don't even. I don't know. Some Hollywood executive was like, yeah, we should make a live-action. You know, maybe we'll make more money that way, or maybe it's cheaper. I don't know. And they were stupid for saying that. I don't know what else I can really talk about. I don't know. I could talk about how Gangsta's Paradise is a really stupid choice for a song for your Sonic trailer. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that like a very serious song about like gang violence and the negative effect that it has on the people involved and the communities that it happens within? Like, it's actually a very serious subject matter, and then someone was like, hey, let's make it the trailer music for the Sonic movie. Like, that was the reason that Coolio got mad at Weird Al for making a parody. And then, you know, later on, he softened up to it, and he said that he shouldn't have been so, uptight about it, which is, I guess, why it's in a Sonic trailer now. So, you know what? Maybe he actually was right. You know, so on the upload that I'm looking at, by the way, there's 4.7 thousand likes and 2.9 thousand dislikes. I'm gonna have to give that a dislike. I know you can't see it on the screen, but I did. You know what? And I looked down in the Sonic... the Sonic? The comments. And someone said they should have had Danny DeVito play Eggman. Yes, they should! If he's not gonna play Pikachu, he should play Eggman! That's like the most natural choice for an actor. Could you just imagine Danny DeVito in an Eggman costume saying, "You know what they say, the more the merrier"? I'm sorry if that's a bad impression. But like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Jim Carrey Eggman can save it. I wonder what his evil plan is going to be, though. Like, he's gonna try to capture Sonic and then spread a bunch of anti-vaccine propaganda to try to kill off all of the Earth's children. I know that's really morbid, but you know, I just wanted to say that because you know, I just want to say that if anyone watching this video is like spreading around anti-vax BS, then you need to educate yourself, and you're a terrible person, and children are dying because of you. Anyways, but speaking about even worse crimes against humanity, yeah, this movie. Well, maybe. I don't know. The best I can hope for is that it'll at least be so bad it's good. Which, I mean, at this point, it's like... I mean, that's the best you can hope for with a lot of Sonic stuff, so... I don't know. You know, sometimes it's a tough time to be a Sonic fan, and, yeah, I'm just gonna go hide in my corner and play Mania again. And again. And again. But anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out Console Warriors, because I do Let's Plays on there with my friends. Sometimes those Let's Plays are of Sonic games. I don't know what happened there. I just, like, I just had nothing more to say, and I just, like... I just zoned out. But, yeah. Anyways, goodbye.